Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and this time we're going to be looking at race 3 of the E-Racing GP Southeast Asia Championship. This is the final of the weekend, which basically we get a 1-lap qualifying, of which unfortunately in this one my lap wasn't recorded. I think Miko had the same problem as well, some problem with the internet or the server. So I was very happy with my lap. As I said in my previous videos, I wasn't too happy with my practice times or anything like that in this event, but my qualifying lap was I was very happy with it, and it didn't get recorded. So I was starting last, but it definitely made for an entertaining race. So we're going to go ahead and click start here, and I'll talk you through it. So here we got Miko Nassi, who I think I'm now leading the championship at the moment. He's I think second or something like that. Get an okay-ish start, not amazing, but to be honest, with this sort of thing, you don't want to be right in amongst it at turn 1 because there's always going to be incidents. So yeah, you can see already it's been quite busy. Miko's now on the grass, and yeah, so clean. You know, my car's in one piece going through on the first lap. Everyone in front of me here, nowhere I can really go. So yeah, just braking on the racing line. Try and go around the outside of the inside line of cars, but not really, just not quite possible. So now I'm going to try and take the slipstream from Jose Alves in front. I think I try and go for a move here. Yeah, that didn't really work. He kind of turned in a little bit there, it just kind of slowed me down. We got one guy on the outside, Hazik, then I try and take the grass here, which doesn't work either. So quite messy, couple of corners there, and now I can defend. But the car is fine, so you know that's the most important thing. Trying to use second gear there, try and get a bit of a better run. Coming down to this tricky corner where I'm going late on the brakes, everyone's on the inside. Get a decent run out, and Hazik's now looking for a move down the inside of Jose Alves. I'm going around the outside, trying to get a better run, which, that's not too bad. I'm now right at the back of him, taking a bit of his slipstream, which is important in this software. Now I'm moving to the racing line. I kind of pinned him to the inside there. And then I brake nice and late, trying to get around the outside of him, but he defends nicely the inside line. But one of my championship competitors, Miko, is behind me. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking, this isn't the worst situation. Everyone's fighting up front. Daryl Brady's gone a bit wide on the last corner, so he's getting overtaken by everyone. I'm not going to quite get there in time, I don't think. And I'm also blocked by Hazik, so I can't go for the big guy on the inside. And then here, again, I round the grass. I'm liking the grass a lot this time. So now I have a big oversteer. Miko passes me on the outside now. But then I immediately pass him back. Yes, I saw Max Verstappen on the iRacing, it was the Real Races Never Quit. He did this really cool switchback, I think it was Road America, which, I didn't even think about it, I just did it, having seen it the other day. It's kind of inspired from Max. And so now I'm back on Daryl, and it's funny, Miko's a good friend. I was talking to him after the event. He thought that, maybe I'll follow him, because he did I think, a bit more practice. He had better pace than me here. And as soon as I overtook, I was like, maybe maybe I should have followed him. But to be honest, it's racing. You just need to go for it, try and get through the pack. So now I'm going for this move on the inside of Daryl. Take the first gear, and then get it done. Now I think he's come back on the inside, on the outside there. Let's see what I try and do here. Yeah, that's massive lunge there. And then he's back up the inside again. So good racing between the two of us. I think he's the only one running the course in this build. Let's see what I try and do here. Gonna go very deep on the brakes. And then I take first gear just to stop the car, get the exit, and now I've got the job done. So not the cleanest. It took me 3 moves to get the move done, but I know with the guys fighting up front, I'm going to be back onto them pretty quickly. And the strategy is also important. We have a pit stop window now. I think the pit stop window it opens in a few minutes' time, and it closes a few minutes before the end of the race. And yeah, the strategy is to, whether you take all 4 tyres, which will cost you 30 seconds, or you just take 2 tyres, which will only cost you 15 seconds. Normally, I think we just take the 2 rears, because it saves you 15 seconds, and it's hard to overtake at this track, so it's better to spend less time with the plane. My strategy, basically, if I was stuck in traffic, I was going to box sooner. If I had clean air, I would box slightly later. We'll get to the fun later with the pit stop, which was quite hilarious because I think I could have easily been on the podium at this event, but I wasn't for a funny reason you'll see in a bit. So now I'm coming back up to Hazik, who I seem to spend a lot of time with in this event. Taking the second gear, trying to get slightly better acceleration out of here. He's defending fully the inside, so I go to the outside lane, trying to get a run. Of course, I'm right on the back of him now. Let's see what I try and do. Probably going to go looking at the outside here. So nice and late on the brakes, massively late on the brakes, but he's still there. So yeah, I mean, you can see these guys as sim drivers, they defend as hard as probably the real world drivers, if not a bit more. But he's now on the inside, and I know I'm going to try and go around the outside here. So I give it the big send, take the first gear to get stopped, and then get the exit. So we managed to get past him, which is quite nice. And then, yeah, these guys in front all running close together. We've got a Porsche, we've got BMW, maybe even an Audi in there. Yeah, so now I'm just going to try and draw up to the back of this group. These guys, he's going to go for the move down the inside. And then 2 of them come together and just about manage to get through that one. And then those 2 come off. So, yeah, as you can see, if you keep your nose clean in this, you do well. So the main thing I find is quite interesting is, like, in the last video, race 2, you saw one guy annoyed me because I thought I'd passed him and I hadn't, and I felt annoyed by that, and then I just drove into him in the next one. And I think, because it's sim racing, it becomes a bit bumpy cars. So if you can stop yourself from being annoyed, even if something doesn't come off how you want, I think it's the same as in real life, but probably more prevalent here, because in real life you don't want to really damage your car because it costs far too much and you don't look very good doing it. But in sim racing, obviously, it's a little bit different. So now I'm on the back of Jose, go for the big dive down the inside, don't quite get it stopped. He's probably going to get cut back on me. Let's see if he comes back. He's looking up the inside of me. There we go, just about managed to get it stopped. Almost got a bit too much oversteer, but he's definitely going to be on me now because I was loose mid-corner. So I'm now going fully defensive, saying, look, you're going to have to go around the outside if you want to do it. I'm just looking for my braking point, making sure I get it stopped, and then get the exit. So I've got that position now, that's fine. So now, with the pit strategy, which I'm thinking of on the fly, I've already got my preset done, so all I have to do is press the button to get my pit refresh and get my pit crew ready. So I'm thinking if I just have, I'm not in traffic now, so I can quite nicely go in until I get to the back of him, and then I can box. Or maybe he boxes and I can continue. So strategically, I'm in a very good position right now. I was very happy with myself. Until you'll see in a minute. I'm learning more and more about race room as the races go past. I do more testing and look into the settings more, which with sim driving, there's a lot of settings you can change, which you don't. Well, I didn't realise there's all these settings. In the options menu, in the Fanatec menu, in the even on the wheel you can change things, and then the hardware. There's a lot of things just to become more comfortable. And unfortunately, each sim has their own, let's say, parameters. So in iRacing, I think in iRacing I'm the quickest of any of the sims. iRacing probably R-Factor. This one, not so much. I mean, last weekend it was actually a good one, but I had to do so much practice to get there, which the other ones I kind of did less practice to get up to speed on. So yeah, now it's Halif, who I think Halif is like Singapore winner or the Gran Turismo or one of these sim competitions. He's a very fast sim driver. I think it was him at the last one who only did like a couple of hours practice, and he still didn't manage to finish second or something. It's like, yeah, very impressive. But these guys, they spend, I don't know how many hours a day on all the, Gran Turismo and Race Room and all these different ones. Whereas at the moment, for me, I'm spending probably 4 or 5 hours a day on iRacing, trying to get licenses, which is interesting. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just great for us to be able to, do this racing and go a little bit deep there, just about manage to keep it on. Yeah, to be able to do racing and watch these esports events, just to keep us entertained while the world can't host anything of any sort of capacity for a while yet. So yeah, I'm very happy with where I am. I know that the gaggle up front, they're all within a very tight window, so strategy can make a difference in this. If you're clever with it, which my strategy was very clever, but my execution was not so. You will see shortly. But yeah, hopefully these things which I learn, hopefully come the next event, which is next weekend at the Dubai International Circuit. Hopefully I can put it all together and actually not make any silly mistakes. So if you guys have any questions or comments or anything you want to see, whether it be real world stuff that I've done, onboard videos, or anything you want answered or sim related, then just put it in the comments or send it to me directly on any of my social media channels, and I'm more than happy to answer those questions. Yeah, it's funny with this track. So I was saying earlier, I didn't enjoy. Here we go. So this is when I go for the box. So I get nice pit entry. It was really good. All fine now. Pit lane speed limiter, all good. And then I didn't realise the auto pit wasn't on. Last week it was on, now it's not on, and I didn't see my box. So you see, I'm like, I've no idea where the box is. So then I have to reverse. And then I have to stop again, and then I have to go forward. So I don't know how much time that was, but that looked to me like probably at least 10 seconds, which, yeah, not great. Bit embarrassing. I think that was on the live stream at the time. But again, like I say, when you don't know these things, you don't know these things. I know it for next time. So now, like, what should have been, I should have been way ahead, and I think I had a chance for a podium. Now it's completely gone. But regardless, I've made the mistake, it's happened. I now need to get on with things. Come out straight behind Roslan in the Audi. I think the Audi was much better in Motegi. Just the way the car went around corners, I think it just felt lighter to drive. I think it was the same for the AMG as well. But I know that, I can still beat these guys. I just need to be smart about it. And now I have a really good battle with Roslan, I think. Now I only took new rears, so my front's now at like 40% or something. So, not much grip, but again, mostly with the GT3 cars, you use the rears more than you do the front because of the amount of power you have. So, yeah, you see Jose Alves, he's gone in too deep, Roslan's now fighting with him, Jose's over the grass, I take the second gear, try and get the run, Roslan's gone defensive, I go down the inside of him. So, yeah, all good there, get a nice exit here. Now onto the back of Jose, where I think Roslan's still on me. So that's fine. Try and get the exit here. He's in the BMW as well, so we have the similar sort of straight line speed. Let's see how we go, going down into the last sector. But he doesn't use any of the outside, so I go for a lunge. Doesn't quite work out, but it puts him slightly off from that. See, I'm all over the back of him right now. He gets a decent exit there, but now I've got Roslan, who was really quick around that last couple of corners. And you see all these positions which I would have had if I didn't mess up the pit lane. I've Rama, Ali, I'd have been 10 seconds clear of that battle. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, like, I don't know, probably 7, 8, 9, 10 positions, something like that. I would have been 7 or 8 positions. So there I go for the big dive. Yeah, so get the job done, hang him out to dry. Now I'm immediately onto the back of a leaf. It runs a little bit wide there, so I know that I'm, cruising up to the back of him. Try and make him think I'm going to go down the inside. Kind of a half-assed move from me there. Not really worth doing that, to be honest. But I probably had another car behind, so I was probably defending and trying to attack at the same time. So yeah, important to pick up that bit of AstroTurf, get the rotation around here, get a nice smooth throttle onto this uphill sector. Get the car stopped nicely there, get on the power, yeah, that's not too bad. And he's pulling away a little bit from me here. Let's see how we go into the hairpin. Take the first gear, try and get the car rotated as best as possible so that you get the power down. And yeah, you can see I'm not really gaining anything on a late at this time. So the race at the moment, I'm kind of thinking to myself, geez, that was a rookie mistake with the pit stop, but what can you do? Yeah, thinking about it now, it's kind of even more annoying. Just because I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I think I'd have been P3 or P2 from the back of the grid if I hadn't messed up that pit stop. So yeah, one of those things. But it's a long championship. You've got 6 rounds of the championship. This is currently round 2, and then you have 1 weekend of drop points. Drop scores, so depending which weekend is your worst, you basically add the best 5 weekends of all the drivers individually, and that determines the championship situation. Which yeah, I mean there's strong competition in this, so I don't expect to be able to win this easily. But I think after this weekend I'm sitting in 4th, and yeah, the sim drivers are all ahead. I'm the top race driver at the moment. But yeah, I'll definitely need a cleaner weekend in Dubai next week if I'm to get back on terms with the championship leader, who I think at the moment is Nakib. And Nakib, actually, he's really impressed me with his speed. I think it was him who, at the last event, he only did a bit of practice and he was very fast. And he won this race as well. So yeah, quite impressive to have the speed that he does. Again, I don't really know any of these sim drivers, but I've looked into a little bit of it, some of the Nakib and the Leaf, and they do won these Asia competitions, and it's quite serious the amount of work which they put into it. Yeah, the nice thing about racing this is because you do have 30 guys racing in this, and they're all very fast, so it's a very competitive championship. You always have someone to race, and at the same time, like even in this race I started last. If I hadn't have messed up the pit stop with the auto pit being off, then I could have come through to the podium, because it's so close. So if you have a small advantage in strategy or you're smart about things, it's not the end of the world. And of course, with this is all new, this esports and the E-Racing GP Championship. So yes, there was a technical problem. For some reason, my quali lap wasn't recorded. No idea why, but I'm not going to get too angry about it because it's all new and we're enjoying the racing together. So yeah, you can see now I definitely don't have the pace of Ali. My strategy was really relying on, if the pit stop had gone well, then I'd get a bit of my time would be in an overlap, because my tyres would be, I would use the clean air which I had in order to set the best lap time that I could, then box, put on the new rears, and then I knew that I could always defend, because I just wanted to try and get the undercut in order to move up positions, which would have worked well if I hadn't made the mistake of having the auto pit off, where I missed the pit box. And so now I'm kind of compromised, because I'm not able to overtake because I don't have the tyres to be able to do it, and I'm from lap time in the car. And now I have Ruslan, I think it is, in the Audi on the back of me. And I really tried to drive as best as I could now to try and move away from him. But I could soon see that I just didn't have the speed to do that. So now it's just a question of finish ahead of him, no matter what, because points. And I think I finished P10 in this race. You can see I'm moving aside here. I think I was trying to break the toe or defend from Ruslan. But I know I have to be absolutely spot on everything. So I can't go too quick at the mids because I need to make sure I get the exits so that he can't overtake me. Defending has always been a strong point of mine. Up until I think it was 2016, I had a stat which was every race that I'd been in the lead of, I'd won, even if I'd had a damaged car, just because I don't know what it is, just my reference points or my belief system, whatever, like I won't be overtaken. I just won't have it. So yeah, it's just something which has always been, and the only time that stat changed was I was leading. I went from 7th to 1st in 2 corners in Chinese touring cars, and I was leading, and then it was raining in turn 11 of the Zhuhai circuit, and only there, and I was the first to arrive with the brakes, and there was just no grip. Normally they red flag it and I would win, but the championship, let's say it's a political championship, so they let it go on for 2 or 3 laps until another car won it, and yeah, so that was the only time which they kind of broke that stat. But yeah, so now you see I'm having to go heavily defensive. Ruslan's definitely much quicker than me in the Audi. I don't know if he had he took all tyres, or maybe the Audi was just better. But yeah, so I'm having to kind of be as smart as possible. And now I think my tyres, my fronts are down to like, I don't know, 15%, 20% maybe. So my rears are okay. I know I can get the traction on the exit of the corners, but I'm not going to be able to carry the same corner speed, which means I'm very, very compromised. But I know that I'm in 10th place, and I know I get points for that. So I just need to keep him behind it at any cost, basically. There's a chance he might have been a bit annoyed, because he was legitimately much faster, and I was pretty much on the limit. But I always drive everything to the limit, especially when it comes to like let's say regulation. I'll take the one move and I'll move, not without moving twice, but I'll take the one move and then gradually move to the racing line and things like this. Just things you can do to absolutely use every single thing to your advantage, and to not let the other guy pass, basically. It's always difficult when you're driving like this, because even there, my brake point wasn't particularly late, but I just didn't have the turn in with the car to be able to get the exit. So you have to try and like brake slightly earlier, try and make sure you make the corner, and like here, just absolutely make sure you get the exit. Yes, he's on me, but I can drive in a way which means he's not going to overtake me. Whereas if I like go in too deep, he's definitely going to overtake me. So I think now I'll put it into the TV mode, and then you can see if I can figure out how to do that. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not sure how to do that. So that's not my car, but we can still see, yeah, these guys are somewhere else. I'm not sure why I was decided to change cars. Yeah, I don't even know enough about the software to be able to change who I'm following. Ah, there we go. So let's see if we can get back to it. Ah, so we're going up front here, so we'll go back. So we should be close to... Ah, yeah, so this is good. Okay. So we can see, yeah, I'm in the Castrol BMW, and Ruslan is right behind me there, and he's really going to be trying to make the move on me. As I said, I don't have much pace in the car, so it's just about being as clean as possible. And we should see some good battling here, especially as my tyres get older and older. So there you see I went in too deep. I was a bit wide coming off the corner. He's come back on really nicely on the power as Ruslan. Again, I'm just going defensive so that he doesn't get my slipstream. And you see he hasn't chosen to follow me, which is good because he doesn't get any more speed. But you can see he's much better around that right-hander to be able to get the power on into the last sector, and then through here he's just had much more grip. I take as much curve as I can there, trying to get through. You see that Ruslan's just much more nimble. Now I'm immediately getting defensive, but then at the same time you see I'm moving. He's looking down the inside, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. Close the door on him. He's now around the outside, but he got a bit more on the curb. I made sure I got the exit. So yeah, he's nicely on the brakes behind. He's going to start to cruise up to me as he comes around. Like, I don't know if the Audi was lighter in the BOP or the car was just working better here, but definitely I did not feel particularly good racing him in the Audi. But yeah, the nice thing is with the group, the ERGPSEA guys, they're quite good. So you know, even if you tap someone or you had a good race, you know, you either say sorry or you say good race. The camaraderie is pretty good amongst the drivers, which is nice. So you see he's very quick around that corner now. He's all over me. I know I have to go defensive. And as I was saying earlier, like I was trying to drive just as quickly as I could. But then I got to a point where he's so on me, and now I just have to go full defensive. So I will lose more time. But I know I'm not going to gain any places. So I just need to make sure he doesn't pass me. It doesn't matter if I'm doing 1 minute 52s. Whatever, I just need to make sure he doesn't get past. So here you see he's right on me. I'm going full defensive. He's taking that slipstream. He's thought about getting the cutback, but he doesn't have the room to. So now I just have to brake exactly at the right point to make sure I can still get the power down here. So close him off there. Coming through the last sector. Again, I can't have a mistake here, but now I'm very compromised. And you see he's basically just stuck to my rear bumper, and he's gone for the inside, he's going for the outside, he's just weaving around in my mirrors, and you know, that's the end of the race. But I managed to hold on to it. So yeah, quite an exciting race. I think, yeah, great battling by him. Good driving. I was happy with my defensive driving there. The next round, like I say, is in the Dubai International Circuit next week. You can follow it on eRacing GP Southeast Asia. Try and take part if you want. If you have race room or you don't have it, download it. Be in the top 30 of the leaderboard competition, and you get entry into the race. Come and race me. And if not, just watch it on YouTube or Facebook Live. And yeah, if you have any questions, any comments, then let me know just below, or contact me on any of the social media channels. So anyway, hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy, and see you next time. Cheers. Bye.